Hey, what's up, everybody? BDL44 coming at you with another video. So I just saw something that I honestly did not believe. And I'm not saying that in the sense that, oh my God. No, I'm saying I think it's cap. So from what I hear, the Houston Rockets are mulling over the idea of not extending Kevin Porter Jr. I don't believe that. That makes no sense to me. Zero. That makes a lot less sense to me than trading DeJounte Murray from the Spurs. That makes even less sense. First of all, Kevin Porter Jr. hasn't quite stepped out into where he's going to be. So I can understand why they may be concerned about whether or not his price might be inflated. But if you look at the timeline, the rest of their team, and you look at the needs of their team, if they get rid of him, they're going to need him. They're going to need him as he's a point guard, plays defense, ambidextrous, has special basketball touched by God gift. He's not just a good basketball player. He has things about his game that you cannot teach, which is what I've learned about him when I did some homework on him last year. And he's not one of those guys you just give up on. If you're considering doing that, you're not evaluating his talent properly, or there's some things going on behind the scenes that the public is not aware of. It's got to be one or the other. It's got to be one or the other. Because he's like Kyrie. You better have a damn good reason why you don't want that person on your team. Very damn good reason. Because when you actually watch them do what it is that they're good at, you can tell that they're not just, like I said, good at what they do. Like, they're really good basketball players, overachieve, and they even turn into stars and Hall of Famers, some of them. You know what I mean? And other guys are like, oh, you could be a globetrotter. Like, he's one of those. Kevin Porter Jr. is one of those. So if you don't want to pay him to play basketball, there's something wrong with you. To be completely honest with you. Like, now, if you're going to pay him to cook, I don't know if he can cook. If you want to pay him to, mow the lawn or whatever, I don't know if he can do those things very well. But playing basketball, Kevin Porter Jr. is good at playing basketball. So you should probably want him to do that for you. So that's just, like, the best way I can put my opinion. Simple as that. I feel the exact same way about Kyrie Irving, although I understand that there's a difference. And the difference is Kyrie's older, injury history, and the stuff that you already know enough about, we talk about before. That doesn't need to be mentioned here right now. Kevin Porter, he's young. Kevin Porter's like, 20, 21 years old? Come on, man. In a climate where everybody is valuing youngsters the way that they are, if you have no intention of keeping your youngsters, there's a guy by the name of Kevin Durant out there who's looking for a home. If you're going to change your entire timeline, just rid yourself of all those kids and make a super team right now. Get rid of those picks, get rid of those players, and get your Rockets fan, get Clutch City a championship. And what are you wasting the time for? If you're not going to build around all these incredible youngsters that you got. I just looked at Terry Eason. He's another one. It's like, God, you got a plethora of talent. So I can understand why some of them shouldn't be paid. Somebody you're going to have to mull over and not pay. But it definitely shouldn't be your point guard. It should not be Kevin Porter Jr. Pick somebody else. That's basically what I'm saying. That's essentially the opinion. Pick somebody else, Houston. Don't pick that kid not to play. Pay him. Pick somebody else. That would be what I would say as someone who's evaluated that kid a little bit from the comfort of my household. Yeah, no. He should be a mainstay. You should want him in your uniform for 20 years. He's one of those. I think Green is one of those. I think Smith is one of those. I think Sangoon is one of those. I think Christopher's one of those. I think Eason's one of those. They have a bunch of them. Tate. They have a bunch of them. And so I understand, like I said, I truly understand that they can't pay everyone. But this is what happens when you load up on youngsters. You can't keep them all. But I assure you, I 100%, 100,000% assure you, for the purpose of basketball, pick somebody else. My name is BDL44. I thank you all for watching.